I have this client who had brain damage when he was a kid, and therefore he has discrete learning disabilities. He's now an adult headed into closer to retirement age, not quite there. When he went to his first college, it was a little more competitive environment to say the least. He missed a bunch of classes and he said to one of the students, "Hey, could I borrow your notes?" And the student said, "I did this work. Why should you benefit from this? Like, you didn't do the work." And he told this as this emblematic to what it was like to be in that school. Then later in the story, he went on and said this. He said when he went to another school, which was a rabbinic school, actually, later a kind of offbeat rabbinic school, there was a student, he missed a Kabbalah class. And he said to one of the students in the class, he said, "Can I use your notes?" And she said, "I worked hard at these. Why shouldn't you benefit? Then you should benefit too. I've worked hard at this, then you also should benefit," right? Look at those different attitudes. It's very stark contrast. Like, you have one type of attitude, which is, I worked hard, so why should you benefit? It's like capitalism, right? The other is, I worked hard, so of course you should benefit too, right? There's a story told, I don't know the source, about like what's the difference between heaven and hell. And the way it was told to me is that in heaven and hell, there's a giant banquet table. Looks the same. Heaven and hell, there's beautiful food on the table. Heaven, there's waiters with drinks and wine, the whole thing. And in hell, there's also waiters and drinks and wine. Food's piping hot. What's the difference? Apparently in hell, their arms are straight and they can't get the food into their mouth, so they're like they can't bend the food. And by the way, in heaven that's also the case. But the story goes that when you go up to heaven and take a look, they're feeding each other. So I'm feeding you and you're feeding me. Beautiful. In other words, that a person's attitudes and their relationship with others, the character that we develop, somehow comes with us into the afterlife. So that's also true in our lives. The more that we can develop the I work hard and it's you should benefit for sure, then that's going to really benefit us and bring more of a heaven into our life. We'll definitely have more of a heaven in our life. And if we go with the other attitude, I worked hard, so why should you benefit? I would like to say that will bring more of a hell into our own lives too. All right. Thanks for listening. Have a good day. Daniel Levy, Emunah Therapy.